people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
I thank the Lord for my many blessings. Don't stress and keep a vest for protection from the barrel of a Smith & Wesson. And all my niggas in the pen, here we go again. Ain't nothing separating us but my Mac 10. Born in the ghetto as a hustler. Hold up.
Okay. All right, real quick.
One night she was abroad. And this maniac mind of mine, she all examined closely.
One time for the one time, man. All right. Where we at? Make sure levels are good. Mic check, mic check. Yeah. All right.
One thing about me, it's been a lot of things.
You still on?
Yeah, I can.
No, it's okay.
What's up, Jamie? Thanks for tuning in. Quiet, yeah. So this new program's got this new upgrade. So it's got a lot of sound compression. All that background noise is just a thing of the past. So I'm gonna have to project a little bit more. That's all. Now, as far as you talking about like topic wise, yes, this might be a very quiet topic. I don't know. A lot of people, they scared to touch things, man. But you know me, man. Hey, so first and things first, let me throw this out here, man. This was not my original topic. It was brought to me. It's supposed to be a joint venture with myself and Antonio Lundy. He's dealing with some technical difficulty. Oh wow, hold on. All right, cool. Hold up. If you're not hearing the music, give me 1 second. Thank you for letting me know that.
Just faded out.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, let's see. All right, is that better? Is that worse? I just turned off the voice focus. I have to tweak it a little bit. So yeah, this was a joint thing. It was not my idea. It was brought to me, and I was like, all right, well, let's I got the courage to talk about it. Let's do it. So let's get right into it real quick. Give me 1 second. I will introduce one of the co-hosts today. So real quick on the topic, right? Transgender rights. So everyone has the right in America to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. With that said, this too includes the transgender community. The question that lies, which is an extremely touchy issue, is to what extent is the transgender rights versus liberty / privilege? Should transgender individuals have the right to participate in cis? For those who don't understand what cis is, this is a term that they use now, meaning biological. The biological sports. So should transgender individuals be able to participate if it's a trans woman? Should she be able to participate in female sports, biological female sports? Transgender men, should they be able to participate in biological male sports? Or is this a privilege? You know what I'm saying? Is this a right or is this a privilege? And what about the public restroom situation? Okay. Feedback / participation is highly recommended for this episode. Please don't sit in silence. This is something that a lot of us have talked about in personal conversations with our friends, this, that, and the third, whatever have you. Let's talk about it though. You know what I'm saying? Let's get here. Okay, that was PlayStation. So let me introduce the co-host for today, man. Duffy. Long, I'm sorry. Diffy. So can you, if you'd like to introduce yourself to the public, your fans, you know what I'm saying?
Fans.
Where they can drop a plug, man. Introduce yourself, man.
My actual name is Lon Diffenderfer. That's what you can find me under. Actually, if you go to facebook.com/Diffie, Diffie, you can find me there. But mainly I'm just, retired granddad, and I just enjoy, meeting new people, talking issues with folks, and I'm very musically oriented, so anything I can do, with community theater or singing anywhere, that that's my thing. So
nice. Oh, we gonna have to touch bases on that too. I know some guys that are movie producers and directors and such. I've done a couple movies myself in the past. Retired recording artist, but I still behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, with the music scene. Mm-hmm. So it's in you, you're not going anywhere. But yeah, so on topic, the transgender community, right? What is your take, or where do you feel? Do you feel like it's a right for them to participate in cis sports, or be able to going to public restrooms, keyword public, or should they have their own public restrooms? This is an interesting question.
Yeah, okay. I find I consider myself to be very progressive,
Okay.
to be, very open-minded. That being said, I think there are issues that are going to exist until society changes enough for this to become a non-issue. I believe that everybody has the right to, as you mentioned, pursue happiness. That being said, you've got already institutions of within sports and other industries where the house is divided. You have in sports, female sports, you have male sports. That's based on cis. So in that case, I think you have to, until they come up with a different layout for that, where everybody can participate, you're going to have to say, prove it, show us. You're going to have to let us know what you are, how you were born. If you were born with both sets of genitalia, some people are, then, we're going to have to go by chromosomes or whatever. What I think is going to happen is that sports are going to become non-sex or mixed sex or whatever you want to say, where men and women and people who are mixed gendered all play together. And records are going to change because you're not gonna have male and female records. You're gonna have all records.
Right.
Yeah.
Records.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
it's kind of interesting because so there has to be, now I'm playing devil's advocate here. So you have to physically, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, a male is stronger than a female.
Right.
We are faster than females. Okay. So when
that window is getting smaller.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. But the thing about it is so okay, we have a definite male, we have a definite female. Then you want to change the biology, not so much you want to change the topical biology because the internal biology does not change. So now here's the thing is, if you group us all together, essentially the male's going to dominate. So now you introduce the altered biology. You're looking at essentially the transgender male, or well, no, actually, with transgender female, the transgender woman.
It gets confusing.
It does. So the transgender woman and the male are going to essentially dominate the female counterparts and the transgender. Oh, okay, hold on.
No, I know what you're saying. You're saying that a woman or a man that transitions to female and cis males are going to dominate over women and
So essentially, what's going to it's going to be messy, trial and error, of course, or however they see fit to do it. But essentially, what's going to happen? You're still going to have to divide these, because if not, the females are not going to get a fair shake.
I see what you're saying, and I think the market's going to dictate, because it will depend on what people want to watch. It will depend on what they want to see. If people are okay with cis males and transgender female to male or male to female competitors in the marketplace, then I think it will, it'll just be okay. If they don't want to see that, then you're still going to have cis sports where it's just cisgender male, cisgender female competing against their own genders. You take that?
No.
Okay.
I need to mute my phone.
No problem.
Go ahead. You're good.
Okay. So if the marketplace says yes, we accept all genders, what you're going to see is it's all going to become mixed. Fantastic. And only the top athletes, no matter what gender, are going to be the ones that get the contracts, that get to compete professionally. Okay. And I think if people say, no, we don't want to see that, then you're going to continue to have cisgender sports. Okay. And in that case, I don't know, they're going to have to decide how trans get to participate, if they get to participate.
Let me go to this comment real quick. So one of our
in with the bathrooms, I think that needs to become just single gender. We just need to have single gender bathrooms like they do in Europe.
Okay, hold that back, because that was the next thing, because there's some information that I want to disclose, and that's why when I wrote the synopsis, I emphasized American. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why. So I'll break that down in a minute. Give me 1 second. Sure. So Jamie says, I work in a male facility. Where female staff can't pat down the males unless they say they identify as a female, then they can. That's mess. You see what I'm saying? That's that emasculation stuff, man. That's heavy. That's heavy. So you mean to tell me I want you to cop a feel, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say, oh, I'm a girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm a girl. I identify as a girl as my Johnson is steady growing. And come on, man. But you see what I'm saying? This is the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy.
Yes, it is.
And it's crazy. It's really messy. Again, Jamie says there was this crappy male boxer that yes, I remember that. There was this crappy male boxer that claimed he identified as a female so he could be a better boxer because he was fighting females. 100%, I remember that. And to the point where I don't remember his name. He identified it was a transgender, and he fought a female, and to the point where he almost killed her.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that almost sounds like a male who wants to beat on women.
Yes. He literally like all right, so here's the thing. So this fighter was in the beginning of his transition. Okay, so therefore he still had the muscle mass of a male,
right?
He had the strength of a male. His voice was just starting to crack. Obviously, the genitalia was still the same. It was almost like essentially, let's call a spade a spade. He looked more, rather than looking like a transgender, he looked like a male in drag. Okay. And I remember seeing this, and he literally, when he was fighting against guys, he was a nobody. You know what I'm saying? He got females and he was shining. When the fight that she's talking about, Jamie's talking about, the dude literally almost killed this woman in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. This, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I identify as a female. Like what?
Yeah.
That's it's messy, bro. It's messy.
Yeah, it is.
So let me go back before we get to this bathroom thing. All right. Before we get to this bathroom thing, I want to reiterate. I want to reread the synopsis. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone has a right. I'm not going to read the. Yeah. I'm going to read the whole thing. Everyone has the right in America for the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. I might not even be saying that right, but
That's okay.
Get the gist.
Yeah.
With that said, this too includes the transgender community. All right. They do have rights, just like anybody within legal parameters. I need to make that. I don't know why, but I feel the need that I need to make that clear. I am not advocating or condoning pedophilia at all in any stretch of the imagination. So again, I'm going to say within legal parameters, everyone has the right, okay, including the transgender, the gay community, LGBTQT. I don't know all the letters. They're adding as they're going. The question that lies, which is an extremely touchy issue, is to what extent is the transgender rights versus liberty / privilege? Okay. Should transgender individuals have the right to participate in cis, which is biological sports for those who don't know? Or is this a privilege? And also, what about the public restroom situation? Feedback / participation is highly recommended for this episode. Now, emphasis on America. Okay. This is why I say America. This is very important. Emphasis on America and emphasis on public restrooms. This is very important. By definition, okay, I'm not even going to sit here and paraphrase. We're just going to look up the definition of public, okay? But the thing about it is we're going to do this. We're going to do this two ways, all right? First, I'm going to give you the definition of public, which you will find in Webster, which has no relevance. And then I'm also going to give you the legal definition of public, which is the key, okay? First things first, let me give you the definition of of public. The definition of public, according to the Oxford Language Dictionary, it's an adjective, okay? Definition number 1, of or concerning the people as a whole. 2, it's done, perceived, or existing in open view. The other part of term, which would be a noun, ordinary people in general, the community. This is what your definition of public means, according to the Oxford Language Dictionary. Now, I am going to give you the legal definition. Let me come back on screen real quick. The legal definition of public. This is why I'm saying this is because legal definitions and Webster definitions are not the same at all. OP. One second, bear with me. All right, here we go. All right, now, first things first, this definition comes to you from the Black Laws Dictionary, the 12th edition. This book right here, when you see a judge walk into a courtroom, is the book that he has in his arms. Every judge, every courtroom sits on the bench with the judge. This is what he's going to refer to. Now, by legal definition, the word public means the people of a country or community as a whole, a place open or visible to the public, of relating to or involving an entire community, state, or country. Definition number 2, open or available for all to use. share, or enjoy. 3, of a company having share of a company having shares that are available on an open market. Legal definition. So whether we like it or not, by legal definition, by legal standards, if a transgender individual walks into a public restroom, they are perfectly within their legal right to do so. Now, whether or not we like it or not, we cannot legally do anything about it. So again, there's your legal definition. The reason why I went that route, because in the synopsis, I mentioned an emphasis of America. So I talked to a buddy of mine who's in the military, okay? He's a Marine. And he was telling me about his tour abroad. Thailand, Japan, China. Okay? They're transgenders. Their transgender community is referred to as lady boys. It is more accepted out there in their general public. However, because it is more widely accepted, they stay true to who they are. Their driver's license, if I'm a lady boy, okay, completely look like a female, sound like a female, walk and talk like a female, sit, squat, the whole nine, yeah? But I'm transgender. In public, in private, I live my life as a female. However, my driver's license clearly states that I am a male. When in public, the restroom that I go in, even though I present myself and live as a female, I am mandated to go into and use the male restroom. Again, in their culture,
In that country,
it's widely acceptable. You see what I'm saying? So the biggest issue with us as a people is ignorance and lack of understanding. Whether we like it or not, they are people. They are human beings. They have a right to live their life according to how they see fit. Minus the judgment would be great, as they do abroad. However, over here we have a lot of hangups and a lot of bias and prejudice, and there's things with us as a whole that we need to get over. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that are projected over here, and this fuels the frustration and the fear. Oh, so-and-so is going to do something to my kid. Everybody's not on that. You've got your government officials on a high level getting bagged for this shit, but yet and still, you're still turning to the government. But then here's Consuela, who just wants to live his or her life. I don't know how you refer to it, as a female born biologically as a male, and you got to catch all type of hell. Has not bothered anybody. Doesn't even have a criminal record, but automatically you're looking at them like they're the scum of the earth. It's not fair. Now, do I judge them? No. Do I partake or participate? Absolutely not. But on the same token, they're not bothering me. Who am I to say anything? You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where a lot of us need to get. You know what I'm saying?
Live and let live.
Yes. Worry about self. And if it doesn't harm you, then leave it alone. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? If it doesn't affect you directly, then what is the problem?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can do it. We coexist with some of the most poisonous animals on the planet. But I don't see anybody mounting up forks and all that, trying to exterminate these motherfuckers. Like, yo, come on, man. Are you serious? You know what I'm saying? And I know it's a crazy analogy, but like we've got bigger things to worry about.
Yes.
Other than some dude wanting to wear a dress.
Yes.
Or some female wanting to cut off her breast and say she's a dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do I feel like they should have their own parts of the world or no, man? Listen.
Yeah. Your rights should expand as far as you want to use them, as long as they are not infringing on mine.
Exactly.
And that is the whole thing. If they are not stepping on your toes, they're not damaging your property, they're not telling you how to live your life, let them be.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I'm 46 years old. I don't know if you're older than me, younger than me, but I'm pretty sure you've heard this. I've heard the saying.
61.
As it was, okay, so I know you've heard it. As it was said, right? What you eat don't make me what? Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like, come on. I mean, why? You know what I'm saying? Why do you put so much emphasis and energy, so much focus in somebody else's life?
Yep.
Yours is over here crumbling to death. You know what I'm saying? You struggling on bills, your kids acting like assholes and this, that, and the third, but you worried about somebody over here that's just trying to live their best life.
Yep.
Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. If we didn't learn anything from slavery, and it doesn't matter what nationality it is, whether it was the Irish, whether it was the Spaniards, the Africans, the Jewish, if we haven't learned anything in all these years, because all we're doing is we're repeating the goddamn cycle, doing the same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? We sat up and said, oh, he's a monster. He's persecuting all the Jews. But we're doing the same thing to our own American people. Why? Because she wants to cut off her tits? Because he wants to put on a dress? Like, come on. It's the same shit.
Same shit.
That's all I'm saying. Like, do I want my kids going to school at a certain age being taught about the birds and the bees and the bees and the birds and the birds? No, that's not your place to be teaching my kids. You know what I'm saying? However, if they're old enough to the point where now they have a health class, remember health class, and this is the new thing that they need to be teaching in there. Well, okay, by all means, I mean, hell, this is the world that they're going into, so apparently they need to know about it.
Right.
But don't be teaching my 5 or 6 year old and oh, you have a choice to what the fuck are you talking about? Let a kid be a kid. So in that aspect, I don't even fault that the LBGQT. I might be missing some letters, and I don't.
No, you're fine.
I might be. This ain't no slight at them. These are teachers that's teaching this shit. Why is this in their curriculum? Okay,
but the fact is, it's not in their curriculum.
It is.
See, that's the thing. Not at that age. It's not.
It is.
It's not. No, it's not. Show me where it. No, show me any school district in the United States where it is in the curriculum at that age. It's not.
At what age are we talking? Let me clarify. I'm sorry. At what age are we talking?
You said 5.
Okay, you're right. My apologies. Hold on 1 second. So I have real quick before I get to you, Jamie. So my son's mother is a teacher out in Trumbull County. Okay. And she teaches I want to say 6th and 7th. So at that age, you're preparing them for the world. I don't knock you. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I'm with you 100% as far as that curriculum. If we're talking 1st and 2nd grade, shame on these teachers if that's what you're doing. And when you got a parent beating down your door wanting to choke you on,
then you're gonna have
you deserve that. You know what I'm saying? You deserve that. Jamie Kaza says they just sent pictures. I'm sorry, they just sent papers home for Lyric to take classes a few weeks ago. What are these papers for? Can you be more specific, please?
And if you're willing to share, how old is Lyric?
So Lyric is so for your so Lyric, it will be 7 tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Shout out to Lyric. That's my daughter. Happy birthday to you, baby. Early happy birthday.
Yeah, no, I don't for
Exactly.
not a
That's what I'm saying.
7-year-old.
Hey, look. Exactly. So now, mind you, I didn't know about these papers, so I will be showing up at this school, and my daughter will be sitting in the hallway or early dismissal. I'll come pick her, whatever. But you not know, you know what I'm saying? So Jamie says it's like a sex ed type class. Not at no 7 years old. The hell with that one? No.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the crazy thing, right? You're teaching these children sex ed before they even have their first period. What kind of shit is that?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like what are you pushing or promoting here?
Right. There's a difference between teaching them how to be safe from predators.
Okay.
Okay. There's a difference between that and teaching them about sexual relationships and that type of thing. They don't need to be knowing that. They do need to know when a stranger is trying to lure them into a dangerous situation and to say no and to run to safety and all of that stuff. But that does not need to involve discussions of sex.
Exactly. Good touch, bad touch is good enough. You know what I'm saying? Especially at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So and a lot of that starts at home, not in the classroom, at home. A lot of these parents, so you're older than me.
Yep.
When we were kids, and this is a whole different topic, but I'm gonna touch on it briefly. When we were kids, the first thing that was instilled in us before we even went outside was what? Don't do this. What was it?
Yeah. Before you go outside.
Before we ever went outside, what was the first thing that was instilled in us?
I don't know.
Don't talk to strangers.
Oh, don't talk to strangers. Okay. Yeah.
These kids now talk to anybody.
Yep.
You got to figure.
Yep.
They're playing a game, right? It's online. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah. And that's the thing. They are connected electronically to almost anybody around the world. Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Yep. So like I had an episode first season. This was probably about 1.5 years ago. Where we were talking about this. And yes, Jamie, you definitely do have to teach them that at home. So the thing about it is like a lot of times now everybody, these kids were abducted. My so-and-so was abducted. It's bullshit because these kids don't even go outside anymore. I mean, let's be real. I don't even know where you live at, but I want you to be honest, right? You look outside your window. You don't even know kids in comparison, because think about, you're older than me. You don't even know kids live in your neighborhood until school season rolls around and the bus starts rolling up, and you're like, oh. When we were kids, it was hide go seek, kick the can, basketball, football.
And everybody's it didn't matter which yard you were in. You were just running anywhere you could. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Wilson, get off my lawn. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got nobody to yell at. You know what I'm saying? He's the dude now, man, listen, Mr. Wilson would have loved being in this generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. Like the first thing that they want to say is the creeper van. There is no creeper van. Quit telling these kids that. You're feeding into the fear. This is what they want. The creeper van is the ice cream truck. That's the only thing that's creeping on your block. These kids, listen, I had one of my own kids, right? I said, Daddy, what's that? I said, oh my God. I said, hey, that's the ice cream truck. Well, what's that? They sell ice cream. Well, how you get? I thought you go to the store and get the ice cream. Think about this.
Yeah, they don't
We was,
know. Yeah.
when we was kids,
Yeah.
we was breaking our neck. Hey
Yeah.
man, I got my feet.
Yeah,
I got my hey, stop. You know what I'm saying? These kids don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like when that's how you know a lot of this shit is this Area 51, this gray area type shit. They're feeding this shit to the public in order to control.
Mm-hmm.
It's scientifically proven. In order to control, you must first instill fear.
Fear. Yeah.
So this is how they've got the neighborhoods looking like ghost towns when you got 60 kids living in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, somebody's gonna come and snatch you up. Man, listen. We all knew about Adam Walsh. The same person I haven't told this publicly, but the same person that snatched up Adam Walsh's son. Well, actually, John Walsh's son, which is Adam.
John Walsh.
Same person that snatched up Adam Walsh was the same person that almost grabbed me in California back in the 80s. Otis Toole, yes. So I say that to say this. That was a very common thing back then, right? We all knew about Adam. We all knew about this person. We all know this is before Amber Alert and all this technological advances, right? Kids on the back of a milk carton left and right. And our parents still told us go outside and play. Make it make sense. But these parents now, kids don't go outside at all. Well, how the hell is somebody getting abducted? Make it make sense. I tell you what.
Well, but the stats also show that the overwhelming majority of children who are abducted today are abducted by their own
family members, which means they're not being abducted. It's some bullshit going on. You see what I'm saying? So stop putting it out there and start. Let's emphasize on incest. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's emphasize on family traumas and shit. And stop pushing this shit out here in society like something's going on, because truth be told, the danger's in your house. You see what I'm saying? Auntie so-and-so is doing such and such, such and such. Uncle so-and-so is doing such and such. Stop blaming the neighbor. You see what I'm saying? To the point where it's getting so disgusting, to the point where you're outside cutting your grass and some little girl walks down the street, she bends over, drops, and you want to make sure she's all right. Oh, he's looking at her. Get the fuck out of here.
You can't even be a decent human being without being accused of bullshit. And it's not
even a decent human being. You can't even be a decent human male, because the females is perfectly fine. Oh, honey, is it okay? I tell you what. Guy could be standing out there minding his own business. Female is in distress. He goes to help. It's a child. Come here, honey. Come on to the porch. Here, do you know your parents' number? Everybody's watching you. Now, as soon as Sue Ellen picks up the child, she picked her up, put her in the goddamn car, drove 4 blocks, and anybody said a goddamn thing. Make it make sense. Now, you as a man better not put that child in no car, because I tell you what, an ambulance going up quick as shit. And all you did was try to help. You take it to the police department, they cuffing you and throwing you on the fucking ground. I brought her in for help. What are you talking?
And if you're a person of color, you're going down that ground faster than anybody.
That part. So it's crazy to the point where it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You see what I'm saying? It's turning it into a society where, remember, 2000, it was like the 2000 era, early 2000s, where they had the no snitching campaign. It was real big in the streets. Don't tell. That's how that came about. If I'm going to tell, and it didn't even have anything to do with prison per se. If I'm going to say something or tell something, try to help, and I'm going to get persecuted for it, what the fuck is the point of me even opening up my mouth? Hey, did you see something happen? Fuck no, I ain't see shit. You see what I'm saying? That's how that comes about. Ain't none of my business. Everybody, George Floyd, everybody did this shit. But did nobody jump on the goddamn cop?
Yeah. Nobody touched that cop. Yeah.
Everybody. Now make this make sense, right? If I go in the fucking grocery store or I go in the jewelers, you're sitting in the car. I rob the place, get in the car, drive off. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You're an accessory, right? Every person that did this shit that didn't help should have been an accessory to a fucking murder. Come on, man. This is the world that we live in. This is bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Nobody want to speak on this shit though.
but we live in a litigious society that wants to sue for everything. So I kind of understand why people are afraid to jump in and help, because then that puts them at risk of being sued if something happens while they're trying to help, and then one of the people involved comes back and says, yeah, well, while he was doing this, ended up, stepping on my ankle, broke my leg, and blah, who knows,
right.
It's just madness.
I agree. I tell you what, just the person, and this is the thing, people have gotten away from morality. Everybody doesn't have common sense, so I don't want to say that. Everything has got society has gotten away from what's morally correct and what's natural. Okay. In the George Floyd situation, I can honestly say it had either been 2 dead motherfuckers or we would have both been in jail right now, because there's no way in hell as a human being I can stand there and just say, hey man, get off him. Fuck, man. At the end of the day, you got a badge. That means nothing. You're still a human being, and you're doing some fuck shit. I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? So if that means that I'm gonna get my ass beat too, you gonna pepper spray me, you gonna put your foot in my neck, like I said, it's gonna be 2 dead motherfuckers, or 2 people in jail. You know what I'm saying? And if we survive it and make it in the back of the paddy wagon, when they do finally pull me up, everybody that's standing, every camera I see, I'm turning into Tupac because I'm spitting on you, because I know they got me. At this point, I want to fight all you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because our government has us living in fear. Our government has us living in fear. It's disgusting, to the point where, and I know we're way off topic right now. I'm sorry. It's disgusting, because the thing about it is we all know right from wrong. And you're so worried about your child gets out of pocket. You birthed this little joker and you're raising them to the best of your ability, and they live in your house. And as soon as they get beside themselves, you go to chastise them. And then you can't do that. I tell you what, take this little motherfucker with you then. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in hell you ever are going to disrespect me in my house. I don't give a damn about a badge. Look, we'll take this to court. I can't stress this enough. I'm not an attorney, but you see, I study. You saw the book. Learn your rights. Learn your civil liberties. And learn your laws. That's the only way. A lot of people don't even know in the state of Ohio, you are perfectly within your parental rights to chastise your children. I do mean tear that ass up. Oh my gosh, children's services. Listen, man, I tell you what, children's services isn't even a real agency. They have no jurisdiction whatsoever. It's voluntary, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't know this. It's voluntary. They cannot come in your home. If a cop can't come in your house without a search warrant, why would you think that they can come in your house? Unless you invite them. That's the only way, and a lot of people don't know this. That's the only way that children's services can come in. They're not even to recognize. They cannot make any arrest. They cannot take it. It's fear tactics. They talk a good game, and you say, okay, here. It's just like a cop. You get pulled over, you don't have to let them search your vehicle, but they're gonna talk a good game. Probably spook. They're gonna spook a lot of people. Oh yeah, you can search my car. Nah, no, they have no legal rights whatsoever at all.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm pretty sure that they do have rights when it comes to a claim of child endangerment. That they do have the right to protect that child.
They have no rights whatsoever. You can look it up for yourself. In fact, here's what I'll do. I will send.
In fact, I've seen cops go with them to the house so that you can. So they can go in and check on the child.
Exactly. The cops will come with, right? But if they don't, if you know your rights and they don't have a search warrant, just like the cop can't come in, the cop can stand there, but he's not going to put.
Oh, they don't have a warrant. Okay,
exactly. So what do you come in my house for? They have no. How can Children's Services, that is not even a badged agent,
right?
How are they going to trump the police? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Come on, it's fear. It's fear induced. Oh, we're gonna take your kids. Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what. Good luck with that one. You go ahead and get with the paperwork that you need and make sure you come with a warrant. You know what I'm saying? How do we not even according to the damn it, not the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence clearly states it is your right and your duty, if the government becomes too big or abusive of power, to overthrow the government and rebuild anew. I think we're a little late.
Yeah, we're best. Yeah.
So to the point where they know it's there, right? So this is why they push that. Oh, treason. Man, they bump that shit. You know what I'm saying? Bump that. Listen, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Hold on one second. What we got here? So Beth says they get an order from the court first before removing.
Yeah.
All right. You do not have to let them in until the order. But once the order is placed, they can come in no matter what. So there's your warrant. You see what I'm saying?
That's cool.
So again, when they come, oh, I was here for we were sent. Get the fuck out of my face. Bye. Oh, well, we need to check on the child. Okay, well, just like you tell the cops, go get a fucking search warrant. Go get the prop.
Yeah. A welfare check is not a warrant.
Exactly. But that's usually when they show up. That's what that is. It's a welfare check. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what it is about people. As soon as them fuckers show up at your goddamn door, okay, come on in. Timmy, come on down here. Hey, I'm here to check on you. Yeah, all right. Well,
I recommend that people check out, if you don't mind me recommending a channel on YouTube. It's called The Civil Rights Lawyer. He does an excellent job of analyzing police encounters like this, where people are not standing up and saying, "Where's your warrant? Let me see identification." All of that stuff. And so I recommend you check that out, because you'll learn a lot about what you need to do when you are encountering police.
What's his name again?
John. His channel is The Civil Rights Lawyer. Let me see if I can find his name.
I'm looking it up right now. So John H. Bryan.
That's him. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to send a link in the comments section for everybody. You guys can go check him out at your own leisure. I'll send that in the comment section. In fact, I'm dropping it right now. This is what
he loves to say at the end of every video. My rights end where your rights begin.
Yes.
Freedom is scary. Deal with it.
And that's just it. It is a scary. See, here's the thing, right? Everything is scary when you are not knowledgeable or when you're ignorant about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I tell you what, I ain't gonna lie, right? So the very first time I went into a custody battle, I went in, she was lawyered up. I didn't have a lawyer, I represented myself. Scary as hell. At the time, I don't speak, well, I still don't speak it fluent. I don't speak legalese. And I'm looking at this attorney like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, needless to say, yeah. So she lost. You know what I'm saying? She lost. And when I say she lost, she lost. So here I am, a black male, winning in court, custody court, against a white female. Not joint custody, but sole custody. So yeah, in a mom state. So you get what I'm saying? So right, because we're in the same state. We're both in Ohio. You're in Ohio, right?
No, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay, you're in Pennsylvania. So I'm in Ohio. So in Ohio 100% is a mom state. And
Pennsylvania basically is too. So yeah,
I believe it. Commonwealth state, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So it was like when I came out of the courtroom, it was like I won. And then it turned into a cartoon character. I started doing flips and shit, felt like the mask for a moment. It was a great thing, you know what I'm saying? And I want to make this clear that it wasn't so much the victory over her that felt good, and it was necessary. But knowing that I went in and I won this victory on my own without an attorney. And so I started looking at him differently, like,
yeah,
yo,
he's human. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And then so years later, we went to court like 4 or 5 times, and now he's 14. So, well, yeah, he's 14. So, you go do your little thing, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But so I learned something. Come find out, attorneys don't work for you. I don't give a damn if they're paid or not. They don't work for you. They work for it's not even the bar. They're up under oath to that fraternity. So this is why your attorney and the judge go sit up on lunch and sit up and discuss your case. Hey, I'll give you this if you give me this on the next one. They're up under a fraternity. They have, in fact, I need to find that. I have it written down somewhere. Is this it? Yes, sir, it is. Here it is right here. I love keeping this on hand because when I say this, people look at me like you're crazy.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
I know, right? So here we go, right here. Check this out, man. You're gonna love it. It's in the Corpus Juris Seclorum, Volume 7, Attorney and Client, Section 4. Office of Attorney Admission to Practice, page 707. First duty, not to clients. Counsel must remember that they too are officers of the court, administrators of justice, oath-bound servants of society. That their first duty is not to their clients, as many suppose, but it is to the administration of justice. That too, their client's success is wholly subordinate, that their conduct ought to and must be scrupulously observant of law and ethics and the extent that follow therein.
Okay, well, but
Hold on one
that's
second. Hold on one
th-
second. Hold on one
but
second.
that's
There's more.
saying okay, but wait, what you said so far
Mhm.
is basically that they must serve justice and be ethical.
100%. But let's be real about it. When you start throwing money in there, it's not justice or ethical.
Oh, I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying what you just said
Right,
is just okay.
They injure themselves. This continues, falls there within.
Mhm.
They injure themselves, wrong their brothers at the bar, bring reproach upon an honorable profession, betray the courts, and in defeat. I'm sorry, betray courts and defeat justice.
Yeah, see, that's the bullshit. That bullshit is the same thing of not of police not going against their brothers. Bullshit. Sorry, you're not a gang.
There it is.
You're
They're the
not
biggest gang in the city. They're the biggest gang in the city.
Oh, I know it. I call it. Anytime I post about them, I always put in hashtag America's largest, most violent gang, because that's what they are.
Yes,
they
100%.
are the most violent group
100%.
of individuals in this nation.
100%.
And yeah, so
it's crazy because like this is a topic for a different discussion, but like it's a secret society. Literally, you can look it up for yourself. Literally, it's the FOP, which is the Fraternity of Police.
Yeah.
So when you look at their emblem, right, what is it?
I don't even know.
It's an inverted pentagram. Yeah.
An upside down star.
So there you have it, right? So the Fraternity of Police, Skull and Bones, the Illuminati, etc., etc. Need I go on? When you start tipping into these fraternities or these brotherhoods, yes,
yeah.
It says on the back of every cruiser in each state. It gives the mission or the oath. It says to protect and serve the community.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. They stopped doing that years ago. When you, maybe not when you were a kid, but when your grandmother dialed, it wasn't even 911, but she called the police because Fluffy was stuck up in the tree. They came out and got Fluffy the fuck down.
Yeah.
You dial 911 now and say Fluffy's in the tree, your ass going to jail.
Yeah.
So that tells you they're not protecting and serving nothing.
Yeah.
They got a quota to make. You know what I'm saying? It's messy. Trust me, even with COs, it's the same way. Yes.
What is that? What's that mean? I'm sorry. With COs.
Oh, correctional officers.
Oh,
yeah.
Same
So
thing.
now you're talking about the Department of Corrections, DOC. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I was a ward of the state for that shit too. So yeah, I learned a lot there too. Shit, you know. As they say now, the more you know.
Yeah.
You know. So like, yes, absolutely. All in all, like I said, we got off topic, but like, essentially, man, what needs to happen, man, is we need to get together as people and start gaining a better understanding and really focusing on what's more important. And trust and believe, Ralph going to the bathroom
is not the problem.
Not that important, right? You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, right? It can be, and don't get me wrong, I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? But it can be easily rectified if you feel uncomfortable or uncertain or insecure with the whole situation, then go in the bathroom with them.
Yeah. And my wife made this point the other day. She said, you know, it would make sense to make them all public bathrooms because guess what? The creep isn't going to do anything if you got 3 dads in there with their daughters.
Exactly. Because I'm going to tell you like this, right? whether creep or just transgender, right? If Felicia goes in the bathroom as a woman, as a trans woman, why can't I go in there? We got the same equipment.
Yeah.
I'm going in there with my daughter, though. Hey, what are you doing in here? Standing on guard? Shit. And truth be told, I don't know a woman. Let's be real about it, especially in the society that we live in now. I don't know a woman that wouldn't feel uncomfortable with me standing there, providing my daughter's in there, if a transgender guy went in there anyway. You would feel like, okay, well, oh my gosh, because let's be honest, if a transgender went into the woman's bathroom, a transgender woman went into to a woman's bathroom, they're gonna feel uneasy. And then, oh my gosh, what if this motherfucker tries something, right? But now I'm standing there and you're like, okay, well, this is a straight guy. All right, well, shit, maybe he'll help. Excuse me, sir, what are you doing in here? Oh, my daughter's in that booth right there, that stall right there. Oh, okay. So it's gonna knock some of the edge off anyway.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
If we make the bathrooms more private, so that you don't have open stalls anymore for guys to go up and stand and piss into a urinal, and you know what? There are ways to make it so that it isn't such a big deal. I don't know, but we are just a very hung up society. We don't know how to work things. Yeah.
You know what else is a fail-proof way to cure all this shit? Use the bathroom before you leave, and eliminate the public bathroom.
Well, okay, that might work for you younger guys, but we older dudes who got type 2 diabetes and are taking Ozempic, we gotta.
When you gotta go, you gotta
on
go
a regular basis. So
I get it. I mean, shit. I feel, because here's the thing, right? Something's got to give or break. You know what I'm saying? Either you are going to conquer your fear, or you're going to let it consume you.
Yeah.
But if you're going to allow your fear to conquer you, don't impose that on everybody else.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give it the program or get the fuck out the way, man. It's just as simple. You don't like it? Oh my gosh, they got to use the bathroom. Then go pee before you leave. You know what I'm saying? Go pee before you go out in public. Jamie says that's a valid point, Jamie. Jamie says the government finds ways to keep us separated because they can't get away with stuff easy.
Easier. That's right. Yep. They keep you separated so they can fool you. Yep.
The oldest tactic in warfare known to man is divide and conquer. 100%. I agree with you 100% there.
Yep.
And the thing, this is what pisses me off about it, though. When you can clearly see it, it's almost like it's a conspiracy theory. When you can clearly see it and you're still falling for it, somewhere along the line, you can't really blame the government anymore. You know what I'm saying? You got to say, well, damn it. I need to take some accountability in this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You saw it, you knew it was happening, but you refused to say anything, do anything, call out for help.
As it said, as it said, if you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right? Okay. So if you clearly see what's going on, do something about it. Something about it. No, you're good. You're good.
I'm being told that I will need to silence myself in about 5 minutes. My wife has an appointment online. So
okay. Well, no, that's not a problem. I tell you what, because I feel like we touched on everything. I'm seeing the fluctuation in between two viewers. We've been on here for an hour. The average podcast actually runs for about 3 hours. But of course, they cut, slice, and all this type of thing. If you have something to do, we can wrap this up. That's not a problem.
Well, you're welcome to keep going. I will just mute myself and keep listening.
I mean, so here's the thing, and that's cool too. Here's the thing, though, right? with topics like this, you can only say so much without any participation. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, I feel like I've touched on pretty much everything that I had. I gave all the information that I had. The problem is like I said, 2 viewers. Now they'll pop. This is the crazy thing about the podcast. I'm broadcasting to Facebook. Two pages on Facebook. I'm not all right. So Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and hold on, let me see. It'll tell me right here. 2 Facebook accounts: YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Okay. So only 2 people have popped in, and they both were from Facebook. But then later on, they'll come in and they'll be like, because a lot of times what happens, people want to watch, but they don't want to say nothing. And then when it's not live, they'll start getting all in the comments, or they'll jump in my DM and be like, hey,
Yeah.
You know, I want to make this clear, and I tell it like it is. No filters, no scripts, 100% real topics. So I'm gonna say this much. For those of you who do that, that is especially in a serious situation like this, not serious situation, but on a serious topic like this, where we've all had this discussion and you don't want to put it, shame on you. You know what I'm saying? That's very cowardly. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is you have a voice and you don't want it to be heard. You know what I'm saying? You want
everybody's participation.
Right. You want somebody else to speak up for you. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, this is all of our fight. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you may not like it. This person may not have a problem with it. This person might have a child that's transgender or transitioning. So this is something that needs to be discussed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So in like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate. Now, if you want my honest opinion, I feel like as far as like, if you want my personal, as far as the sports go, I feel like they should be divided for a reason. Safety precautions mainly is one of the big. 2, if not, your records are going to be unbiased. I mean, they're going to be very biased. You know what I'm saying? If you're biologically a male or a transitioned male, you're going to dominate. Just like with the boxing situation, that dude transitioned and was over at dog walking every female possible. You know what I'm saying? So should that be a thing? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be some guidelines and some parameters set up. Now, as far as this restroom thing goes, I gave you the legal definition. You ain't got to like what I read. I didn't write it. Go talk to your government. They're the ones that did. This is the legal definition. So I say this. I say that to say this: if the transgender female walks into the woman's bathroom, they have every right to be there legally. All right, go in there with your woman or go in there with your daughter. Hey, what are you doing in here? I'm standing post because I feel that it's a safety precaution. Same way you feel that they shouldn't be in there because you feel like it's a safety precaution. Okay, well, this is why I'm standing in here. I'm not going any further than the door. I'm not looking at nothing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, I wish there was more women on here. Jamie, let me ask you a question. Since you're tuned in and participating, or Beth, if you're still here, question goes to both of you. As biological or cis women, if you walked into the bathroom, a public restroom, and a transgender woman walked in to use the restroom, how would that make you feel? Just give it to us straight. How would that make you feel? Give them a few minutes to respond. In fact, let me type this in here as well. As a biological woman, how would you feel if a trans woman entered the woman's public, emphasis on public, restroom? To use it as intended. Spelled that wrong. Intended. There we go. All right, there we go. And I asked that question for this reason. Most women they're not gonna say that they'd be appalled, but I believe more women would say, I'd be uneasy. Just on the fact of knowing that or we don't even know, but there's a possibility that this one might still have functioning junk. Okay. So in the back of most women's mind, their biggest fear is being sexually assaulted. Okay. We'll go with that. So based off of the responses that we get from biological women, the second part to this question would be, okay, how would you feel if the transgender woman walked into the restroom, and then I came in, my daughter, and was standing there waiting on my daughter? How would you feel then?
Thank you so much.
Because a lot of times here's why I say it that way. A mother's out shopping, okay? A mother's out shopping and she has her son with her. Mom, I gotta go potty. Mommy, I gotta go potty. She takes him into the woman's bathroom, does she not? Okay. Now, transverse that. You or I are out. You're out with your granddaughter. I'm out with my daughter and she's got to use the bathroom. Do you take her in the men's bathroom or do you take her in the woman's bathroom? Most men send the daughter in and stand outside the woman's bathroom. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's very common.
Exactly.
Although I've seen it changing a bit where dads are taking their young daughters into the men's room so that they can use the stall, and they stand outside and wait for the child to be finished.
Right. But see, that opens the doors for questions. Daddy, why is he standing there?
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing? Who's to say that she's not going to catch a glimpse of something that she don't need to see age appropriately? But then if I take my daughter into the woman's bathroom and stand over there by the sink and wait for her, or just stand by the door, you're looking at me like I'm a fucking pervert.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Somewhere along the lines, we have to draw lines of understanding. I'm not standing in here just penny watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in here by myself. I'm in here with my daughter. You get what I'm saying?
To me, it just it solidifies my argument that we just need to get rid of the whole separate bathrooms thing.
Right.
You open it up, you get rid of all of that.
Right.
So,
and I'm glad you said that, because you did mention that before. They try to water down a tenth of that, and that's when they came up with the family bathroom.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
the problem with that is that the whole bathroom than is just a singular bathroom. There's not enough room. To make it a public bathroom, all you need to do is have all stalls and keep it private that way. So as you're in your stall, there you go.
Mm-hmm. And when you make these partitions for anybody who might be listening, engineer wise, or might pick this up later and be like, oh, well, you know, government officials or whatever have you, go take this to Congress, whatever, you know. We're here to hear first. When you make these damn petitions, make them joints all the way up to the wall. So can't nobody be standing on the toilet doing one of these numbers. What you doing over there?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And make sure it hits the floor. That way can't nobody just, oh, I dropped the quarter ass shit. Make it a stall. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all can make prison cells. Y'all, I think you can figure out how to make an efficient bathroom. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk.
Right.
Oh, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make it the way it's intended to be.
I gotta be quiet. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing, right? All right, so we're at an hour. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're at an hour and a half. So I'm going to shut this down. I got some more ideas, man. I'm definitely gonna pull you in on, man, because we definitely gonna hold up. So real quick, more places should install a family bathroom so that all can use them. Yes, that's what we were just talking about, and the point that he made was the thing about when you make the way they have the family bathrooms designed, they're not public restrooms. They're only for that one family. You lock the door, you do your business, and you come out. So if they could make a public family bathroom, I don't even like the term family, public and family. It kind of contradicts itself. If they could make it on a bigger scale, you get what I'm saying, where anybody and everybody can come in here, turn left if you got a swipe left if you got to swipe, and turn right. I didn't mean to sound vulgar with it. Turn right if you need to squat. You know what I'm saying? So there's some things that need to be definitely worked out there. You know what I'm saying? 100% definitely. But yeah, man, I got some other things on my mind. Shoot down the pipeline. You've seen my show before, man. I've got wheels turning for days, so definitely expect another invite back, man. Tune in, spread word. I got some interesting topics I'd like to talk about. Government, conspiracy, all that. You know what I'm saying? Well, to me, it's not conspiracy. To me, it's common sense. I don't understand where they logically say it's conspiracy when your eyes can clearly see it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen. This is not a remote control. What are you talking about? You know, that type of thing. So, I definitely have a lot of things that I do want to talk about. I had intentionally. I had intentionally withheld a lot of these topics because I wanted a bigger following, bigger audience. But at this point, I've accepted it is what it is, and I'm just ready to talk about some things. So we're gonna tell it like it is, you know?
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. So in closing, man, I'm gonna say this much again. Like I said, I don't judge anybody. Transgender, gay, whatever, you know, so that's your business. Let them live. Focus on self and deal with things as it comes. You know what I'm saying? Stop fighting each other, man, and start looking at the source of the problem. It's not them. You know what I'm saying? Who makes the rules? That's what you want to look at. That's what you want to look at.
Right there.
You know what I'm saying? Take it up with your congressman, you know what I'm saying? Your city council, whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? Start at the bottom and push that shit to the top. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, the first thing is be knowledgeable and be understanding. You know what I'm saying? They're regular people at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You choose to live your life as a man or a woman, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? If they have every right to be in those bathrooms, you have every right to be in there too.
That's right.
Rather than relying on
one to grow on. Anything in closing comments?
No, I think as far as this topic's concerned, I think pretty much covered it.
What's up, man? Well, it's been a pleasure. Until next time.
Yes, it has. Thank you very much. Sincerely.
Not a problem. And thanks for being on. I appreciate it, man. See you guys next time.
See ya.
Maniac, schizophrenic flow, Bishop, Milano.
Bitches hate me, but they all hoe. Fuck 'em, nigga, bolo.